Welcome back, YouTube.
What up?
I want to thank everybody that's been logging out, checking out my videos on sexy$5526 at youtube.com or facebook.com. I appreciate all the views and want to ask you to keep sharing, supporting. If you have any beats, you want to help me. I got a new song coming out tonight, Get Money, so check it out and keep sharing. Today on my episode, we're going to be talking about what the media is hiding. My guest today is Marvin the Truth Hurts Haney. He's a columnist at the Detroit Times, and he's been with them for 5 years. So nice to meet you. And before we ask him a few questions about himself and what's going on, I just want to let you guys know that a few things will be changing with Exposed. Here, where the truth is revealed, we want to start giving you facts and things that you will be able to always go and find for yourself, and make sure that you guys know that everything that is told here is the truth and it's facts. So from now on, everything will be downloaded and printed. Every episode, we will have a fact finder, a question or a comment that we went and downloaded and found the answer for you. So moving on to today's topic and my guest today. Do you think that the media helps us with making smart choices?
I mean, yes and no. You know what I'm saying? It's like a two-way street. You know, they do help as far as like with the regular news, but the real news that they don't really want you to know, they have a tendency to keep it away from you.
And that's true. I mean, it's basically they tell you what you want to hear. And name one thing that you would ask the media to hide for you.
Well, I mean, I know if I was a guy like a Charlie Sheen, you know, do coke and have hoes, I would ask them to hide my stuff like the bad habits. I don't want that out there in the media.
I mean, who would? And at least you're being honest about it, because we have so many people who aren't. So, in your own opinion, do you think that the media is paid to tell stories?
I mean, I think that they pay to put out the things that the government want them to put out, and they pay to also keep the stuff away from the public that the government doesn't want us to know.
Basically, and it's like they, you know, only put out what they're trained to tell us. So how do we know what to believe? So moving on, we've been going over a couple of updates that's been going on here and some missing reports that's been going on here in Detroit. And one of them was little Bianca Jones, who's been missing over a month now. Father claiming that he was carjacked. And with that information, we have not been able to get any new updates on Bianca Jones, but we do know the last written thing that has been stated was that they were trying to get a warrant to do some searching with the father's home.
Wow.
So I'm just knowing that the mother is probably still upset, wanting her daughter back home. And any information that you, Detroit, can give, you can log on to fox2.com, load up this information, or you can contact police and assist them anyway with the search of Bianca Jones and the safe return of her. So with other news, we were also talking about last episode, Backpage.com, where women were going on this site to do escorting and how it was connected to the numerous murders that's happened with women recently are connected to this website. With that, we do have the chief of police who has been working with the FBI to check this website's background and see what's been said and stated as well. We do know that with that connection, we have the two cousins that were found dead in the trunk of their car.
It was on the east, right?
Yeah, and they were also 2 blocks over from 2 other young ladies that were burned up in the garage.
Wow.
So both of these ladies connected to the same, you know, back page incident that you could also load up on fox2.com and find out more information about. But earlier this week or something, new information is that they found an ID'd one of the young ladies that was burned up in the garage, and her name was Valencia McCrary, another young lady who was also found on this back page site. So we're just asking, along with police and everybody, to be careful who you talk to, who you involve yourself with, and not to jump in cars or go anywhere with anyone you do not know, whether you're with your female friends or whoever you're with. Just be very vigilant and pay attention. And any information you may know or anybody seems suspicious to you, contact police. So moving on to more information in that same situation, we have two mothers from Detroit. One you may know was Pamela Madden, who's been searching for her daughter, Kalisha Madden, for over a month now, has not found her, along with Sharice Gordon's mother, who has not found her since over a month ago. She's both been looking for her. Now, her daughter, Sharice Gordon, came up missing 2 days after Kalisha Madden. After receiving a phone call, she did not return back home. So it's very important that these mothers find or know anyone that could give you any information. They're just asking for your help, and if you want to help them out, you can go on and contact the police, or you can update some information on fox2.com, or go on to Kalisha Madden's page on facebook.com. So moving on to some of our other updates. I want to talk about Dave Bing, which I spoke with you guys about last week as well, about how the city was 31 days and, needing a financial manager and all kind of things. Also download information finding out that he has been sitting down with city council trying to make pay cuts, trying to, he says, quote unquote, make things better here in Detroit. He's stating that there will be layoffs. There will be 1,700 layoffs. The unions take concessions, 2,300 layoffs without concessions, healthcare concessions, ending subsides to cultural institutions such as city, museums, the zoo, and Eastern Market. So all these things are very important to us once again as a city as a whole, and it's very important that you guys know these things and you're going to find out about these on these websites. Moving on to more updates, I want to talk about Love and Hip Hop, where we have Yandy, who is Jim Jones' manager, who is thinking hard about dropping him because of the drama that she's having with Chrissy. Now, what would Jim do now if that's the case, if she drops him? Maybe he can have his own voice in the relationship, and Chrissy can get her own career and, maybe her own dreams. So it's very important, and it's sad to see someone like her, or the stature of her nature, to be in a predicament where she's not able to basically live her own life and get things together with her own self. So moving on to today's fact finder, which is, what is the most top watched reality show? Now, most people don't know the answer to this, and they were surprised when I told them that it was the Kardashians.
What?
And the most lamest reality show was the Ghost Hunters. All this information I went and found out about myself. Just going on to Reuters, www.reuters.com, article 2010, and finding this information out. I think it was good for me to, know something, because I watch reality shows a lot, so I thought that was kind of cool. So moving on to the topic of today, what the media is hiding. Name 2 topics the media never bring up.
Well, that the number one is that most folks have seen the movie 9/11, and they know that the main one is why we didn't find any WMD or the weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. And the other one is they don't know why Bush's family benefited from the war, which we know was because of the war, and they were all involved in the defense and selling the weapons and stuff to the U.S. in order to fight.
Yes, and I just think it's weird how they can tell us so much other information that is not important, but when it comes to the important stuff, it's basically, oops, I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
So what are the two main websites you can get the latest gossip on celebrities?
Well, I would say, besides this nice show, star.com and I believe it's another site called bossup.com. Do you know of any more?
Yes, I also know of Wendy Williams, which is a great gossip columnist. She has her own TV show now, which I watch, as well as websites, radio shows. So it's always good to represent, our black women and black men that are doing positive things or informative things here. Because, like I said, so many people take out the time to do frivolous things or, stay on the internet all day to promote their bodies. But to watch informative information is always important. So moving on to the next question. Do you think that the media is useful to the world? And if no, why?
I mean, I would say that they are in a way like useful, but in a way that they not. I would say that they are because they do tell you about the things that they want you to know about, as far as the weather goes or local stories. But the stuff that the government really don't want you to know, the news not going to post.
And true, they're not going to tell you anything that they don't think that you need to know. Basically, we don't know if you're getting the news stations or the media is getting paid to tell us different things, but the breakdown of it is that we're not being told everything. So what is the best news station in your opinion and why?
Well, I mean, everybody know about Fox 2. They've been around for years,
right.
With their newscasting. They always talk about things that's wrong here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. True. And they always are never afraid to come and approach you with the truth and confront you about getting the truth out. So that's very true. So true. I love Fox 2 as well. So name one website where you can get info on Detroit.
Well, they also have I believe it's a magazine that's out every Wednesday. It's called, I believe it's called the Metro Times, and the website is www.metrotimes.com. They show about parties and, the newest, as far as the place to eat or at, it's a real good, website. You should check it out.
Yeah, Mr. Haney, I will. So what news station has this slogan for their news column? Hall of Shame. Is that A, Channel 7, B, Channel 4, or C, Channel 2?
Oh, it's the Hall of Shame, Channel 2.
You know it. And, I just love that about that channel. Even though I like Fox 2 too, they represent Channel 7. I think they work out pretty good too, but I really, really like Fox 2 because, like I said, it's just the way they deliver the message. So moving on to the next question. Name one story told by the news that is fabricated, and why do you believe they did so?
Well, I could say something lame about the war, but I'm going to say something about my nigga Tupac. You know what I'm saying? I believe that whole story about him getting killed in the way that he got killed is completely false. I believe it's a whole nother story, you know what I'm saying, behind that, a hidden, agenda of sorts.
Yes. And that's one story even us ladies and anyone can agree that was, a fabricated wax story. I mean, some people still believe that he's alive. So with that information being said, I think I'll just move on that things are being made up here. Somebody's telling the wrong story. So moving on to the next question. What news station is promoting the city well as a whole?
Well, I mean, I believe that Channel 7 has been the best one to make the city be looked at in like a positive light as far as they do things about, as far as the best places to eat at. They rarely have anything bad to say about the city of Detroit,
Yeah, and I believe they're always in the middle of things that's going on in the city. I mean, a lot of different other stations, they can write stories about it, which is easy. But as far as coming in and actually spending time with the Detroiters, I do believe Channel 7 has been doing that for decades. So moving on, what is the worst news station in Detroit? And will they still be in the running for the best station?
Well, it's not a lot of people that know about this channel, but you know that Channel 20 has like a news station that shows
The
about
wackest channel.
2 minutes of news. They will never be in the running for the best station. I'm sorry to tell you, Channel 20, but you need to get it out of there.
And yeah, even back in the WB days with the frog, I mean, that's channel always been an up and down channel anyway, so who cares? But moving on to our last question of the night, because we enjoyed you and we would love to have you back with us again and on any ventures you have going on here in Detroit. So for our last question of the night, in 10 years, who or what will be the news? Will it be TV, websites, or neither, and why?
Well, I believe that most news will be coming from, as far as your laptop or like a PC. I believe in 10 or maybe about 15 years, maybe the Fox station will be on top, but they'll be running through like the websites because that's where everybody can get their information from as of now. Because as you know, 1 out of every 3 people own a home computer or laptop.
True. And these things are also very essential when you're watching Exposed, because you want to be able to, when you get up finished watching my episodes and my seeing all my information, you want to be able to get off of here and download these things. Because everything that I talk about, I'm going to be from now on giving you the sites where you can go on and find out for yourself and make sure that you continue to watch and that you share with your friends and family, especially Exposed, when we're talking about all truthful things and ways that we can get Detroit back on track. So I want to thank you, Mr. Haney, for coming out.
Nice
and is
to
there
be here.
anything that you want Detroit to know that you're doing, or anything that you'll be involved with here?
No, I just wanted the D and stuff to look out for my column, and I'll also look out and I try to promote my homeboy, the paper boy, you know what I'm saying? Look out for him. He on the rise along
$60
$5526, so you know what I'm saying? Just look out for them. It will be more of them, but in the meantime, you might can catch me on here from time to time. You might catch my column in the Detroit news.
So keep watching and keep sharing. We out. Deuces.